As the Supreme Court begins the hearing, the presidential petition, one man's finger will be tightly crossed as the election is not annulled yet again. IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati is a man under siege. Our senior political reporter Duncan Kaimba reports on why Chebukati's hour of reckoning has come.
That IEBC chairman Wafula Chebukati is literally a man under siege as the Supreme Court begins hearing petitions challenging the October 26th presidential election is an open secret. This is a man who has presided over 2 presidential elections within 2 months, with one already nullified. The IEBC chair will be praying hard that when chips finally fall, he will be the one smiling.
With the rapid twisting and turning of events between August and now, I turn to you in recognition of the words of our Constitution, Article 1, that all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. I'm fully convinced that the Kenyan people, on whose behalf I serve, have the power to determine how to move together as one people.
In his media briefing 8 days before the then fresh presidential poll, a seemingly disturbed Chebukati categorically stated he does not take lightly the September 1st indictment of the Supreme Court, and that he had been working hard to ensure the second opportunity accorded to conduct fresh election is not in vain.
I want to state categorically that I shall not go down in history of this country as the national returning officer that plunged the country into a further crisis than I found it. It's already painful for me to be on record as the chairman of the IEBC that presided over a presidential election that was nullified by the Supreme Court.
The chairman painted a picture of a man already weighed down by a burden he termed as huge.
The expectations Kenyans have on me are very high, yet I cannot move forward with a divided commission. Before the 8th of August election, the commission amicably worked devoid of any divisions. I cannot move forward when presidential candidates refuse to put their personal interests aside and for once serve the country.
It is at this juncture that he confirmed the sharp divisions within his barracks that he termed as frustrating.
I've made several attempts to make critical changes, but all my motions have been defeated by a majority of the commissioners. Under such conditions, it's difficult to guarantee a free, fair, and credible election.
Nonetheless, he presided over the repeat poll, minus the main opposition outfit NASA, which chose to vacate the election with 16 days to go. However, the same court now faces a similar situation to the August 8th one. Both the commission and its chair will be hoping for the best. It is a do or die affair for both. It is a moment of truth for the chairman, who risks going down in the annals of history as perhaps the shortest-serving electoral body chair, whose double elections within 2 months were annulled in the event the election is not upheld.
I would rather bow out with my name intact and my head lifted high than be part of a process where personal interests dwarf the interest of the nation. I realize that my actions in this noble office will define me for life. My actions will become my legacy and the reference point not only for my life, but that of my family. I'm therefore not ready to sacrifice an eternal legacy for short-term gains that will sear my conscience.
The Supreme Court has until Monday, November 20th to deliver their verdict. But on his part, IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati will undoubtedly be walking a tightrope, knowing too well that all eyes are on him. His is a possibility of redeeming himself at a second opportunity or landing a lifetime disgrace of a chair who could not save himself despite landing another chance for redemption. Should the two petitions challenging the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta be upheld, then he will go down the annals of history as a man who bungled 2 presidential elections within 2 months. But should they be thrown out, then IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati will have somewhat salvaged his career and his reputation, even though the same election was boycotted by the main opposition alliance, NASA. Duncan Hemba, KTN News.